Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. Hi. I must have hit the wrong button. I think I hung up on you. I apologize about that.
That's okay.
Like, what happened to that call? Yeah, exactly.
I was like, hey, and patiently waiting, because I know this thing's got to click to record. And then I was like, nope, I think she's gone.
Yep, that did not work.
Oh, anyway, all good, all good. Well, as you can see, I'm moving along. I do really well when I have a large expanse of time, I have to tell you. The weekends are my friend for that. And by the way, I went with Mindset Mastery, and I already started the process for getting the company established and all that. So
great.
Moving on, I was like, okay, I could look at these name options all day long, just make a fucking decision, because no one really even has to know what this is ultimately. So there you go. Not quite quick, but quick enough on the decider. For all that I did get accomplished this week, this past weekend, I must say I didn't get to, I have it all printed out, but like actually now looking more closely at all these things that we called out, the program offerings, the serendipitous me finding that, 5 steps to staying in your power. I'm sure it can be tweaked, but possible lead magnet or giveaway, that's less tied immediately to the retreat, but need to deal with that as well. I have out I'm starting to update and refresh the content for the retreat. I feel good. I just want to add that I do have these moments. It was less so over the weekend, but it was coming up today of where my mind will start looking out too far into the future, but not in a positive, productive way, not in a negative, like all hell's, happening, but just I'll start to feel overwhelmed or like, oh my God, can I really do all this? I have been aware of that, and I just, do my best to remind myself in my head, oh, you see what you're doing here. This is how you would usually stop yourself, so take a deep breath. You're not going to have all the answers right now. You don't need to have all the answers right now. Stay focused on your decision to bring this business as your, wealth generator into form and take the next step. But as my coach, I'm just letting you know, like, that those sort of like mental gyrations, are there.
Sounds like you're handling them fairly well.
One day at a time, yeah.
What I think is a little absent or is absent from your update here is that you got 2 people to register for your retreat in one day.
Oh, totally. Well, I didn't give you that only because I know I've already told you over the weekend. So I took that as a given. Yes, that was awesome. And a la the mental noise, the and is the high, and this isn't even for money, right? But it's just like the high of people seeming enthused and saying yes, right? To, oh my God, but what about all these other people? Like, they've clicked on the thing. They sort of seem interested, but blah, blah, blah. And, you know, as was reminding me, because I had something in a chat with the ladies about this, it's, you know, like marketing, you know, it's omnipresent. You got to stay in front of your people. Like, don't necessarily make it mean that they're not interested because you sent them one message and you haven't heard a response.
Right.
And then what comes up for me, not unique, I know, is I'm afraid, like how often do I send a message? Is it going to seem like I'm desperate? Is it annoying for people? Will they shut me off because I'm like constantly in their face? And I know the answer to that is some combination of no, they won't, and or your right people won't care. And if they do, anyone who does have a problem with it will fall away. And so why do you worry about it? But I do feel challenged by that. Like, okay, what do I
So why do you worry about it?
I think I'm very worried about it goes back to those wounds of being mocked or criticized in some way, being rejected. You know, like what I vision is the receiving person sort of making a judgment, like, what is she on about? Like, seriously, does she have to keep pestering? Like, you know, she seems so desperate. What's the urgency here? That's the voice that I'm imagining.
And it's mockery?
Yeah, I know that didn't quite come across, but yeah, I feel that, like that people, I'm worried about being judged as somehow offering a product or service that, I realize how asinine this is as I'm saying it, but I'll just say it anyway, that it's like this mocking of like, oh, who does she think she is? She's really like going out on her own and starting this business, and isn't that cute? Like, that's what kind of comes into my head. Like, somehow this isn't something serious. That's not quite the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not
worthy.
Yeah, like there's some sort of something illegitimate. I don't mean illegal, but you know, like, because it's not sort of, I think what this is obviously like my 25 years of being in, you know, corporate America, and somehow anything other than that isn't real, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that means. Now, I don't sit here and make that judgment of you, obviously, or, you know, my sister, but yet it keeps coming up. So maybe I am making the judgment.
Well, if you are, then you are.
Right.
However, this sounds like it relates more back to what you've described of how you felt in grade school, and
that people are gonna like make fun of me.
Mm-hmm. And that you were always the odd one out, right? You were the different one. You couldn't fit in. That's how. Okay.
Yes.
So just pause there with this and recognize that no one has said this yet.
Yeah.
No one has articulated this to you.
Yeah.
What you are doing right now is creating your experience to reaffirm your identity that has been based on the past. And this is what people do each and every day. The past is the past, but it has created this self-image, this identity that you hold of who you are. And at every opportunity, your subconscious is running this program to tell you how to think about everything that's happening in your world in order to keep that identity firmly in place. So we recreate the past
again and again and again. And you've heard things like cells are rejuvenated every 7 years, right? Or you regrow bone every X amount of years, right? Like there's a cleansing process, but it's based on the DNA. It's going to regrow the DNA, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are regrowing that self-image, that old DNA. The difference in the analogy is that you have the choice to hold a different image who you are and create that. You have the law of perpetual transmutation of energy says that you create what you think about. That the energy just is. Energy just is.
Yeah.
Just is. The truth about who is just is, okay? Yes, you have a soul that is uniquely yours, okay? But fundamentally, you just are. You are just energy within this form.
Right.
And you are recreating the ostracized one, the one who doesn't fit in, the one who gets mocked, the one that doesn't, belong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again and again and again. It's taking the form of all the energy that is coming through you.
Right.
Okay? But you have choice.
Yeah, I'm not going to create that identity again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not.
So, good. I love it. I feel it. I feel it in your voice. Like that, there's a lot of clarity there.
Yep.
So the way not to, right? Okay, so great. I see it. Awareness. Now what?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Now what?
The $1 million question. Yes.
Okay, now this is where your imagination comes in. This is one of your 6 mental faculties that separate you from Frodo, your dog. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're able to imagine what you want. And the thing is, your subconscious does not know the difference. You've heard that before, but now we're applying it. Okay? So that means you start imagining people loving what you're doing, really being attracted to it, wanting to know more, moving towards you, being magnetic. Okay?
Yeah.
You being confident, not in the, forget the words that you've used in the past, but not in that sort of balls out kind of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in that sort of grounded, like the Hamptons and the white couch, right?
Yep.
White suit.
Just like a total centered knowing.
Yeah. That is who you are. That's how you show up. That's how you think about this event. Okay? Yeah. That's how you think about this marketing. Because we were talking specifically about marketing. When you write your emails, you write from that place. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
And then, great. And then one last thing that I want to give you. When, because it will come up until it doesn't come up anymore. Okay? Yes. There's a process. There's a reprogramming, reimagining, identifying oneself. There's a whole process to that. It's not going to be a light switch that flips instantaneously. Right. So when you find yourself in the old thinking that is not what you want to keep creating, and you're like, oh, I'm printing versions of that again and again and again, and I really don't want that, right? Oh, look at that. Then you say, oh, that's not my thought. That's not my thought. That's not who I am. Okay? Doesn't have to make, without like making yourself wrong. It's just like, oh, wait, that's not my thought. That's not who I am. Yep. Right. I like it. Okay. Yeah.
Love it.
Good.
Love it. Gotta work it, but I am going to.
Okay.
Will.
Fantastic.
I'm committed to it.
Yeah. Good. Yes. Two little tactical marketing things for you because I want to do some practical stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll close. But we talked about reaching out to people who sign up and asking them if they have a friend and doing the bring a friend thing. Now, these folks signed up. They were your early adopters, and they got a complimentary.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I wrote that into the message. And the 2 people who have enrolled so far, I also had it in my survey, like, let me know, something about if you'd like to bring a friend.